Is there a secret CarPlay hidden feature secretly built inside of the Tesla software? Also, do you have to pay to unlock features through software updates? Can you watch Netflix while you drive? And should you buy right now, or should you wait for a big update that might be coming soon and totally change the Model 3 and Model Y? I have read at this point many comments on my videos. I've read Reddit threads. I've gotten emails on many different questions regarding Tesla cars, the software, and the ecosystem. So I thought in this video, I'd answer the most common questions I get and also sort of debunk some of the biggest myths I've seen about Teslas regarding range, about safety, about software, and also, I guess, giving some buying advice as well that you probably need to know before you click buy. So let's bust some myths. Let's talk about some rumors and tell you absolutely everything you need to know about Tesla cars and talk about some things you probably didn't know that you really should. Now, one of the most common questions I get in almost every single video I post is whether you should buy right now or you should wait. That is because people know that Tesla loves to do things differently on their own timetable. And sometimes features can be here one day and gone the next, or out of the blue, a major upgrade could come in terms of hardware and or software that would have been really nice to know about before you clicked order, and it could totally change the car you're looking to buy. And as it stands right now in 2022, right now is actually a pretty good time to buy any Tesla model, relatively speaking. The Model S just got an update. The Model X obviously got an update as well, and those cars are beginning to enter more volume production. And also for the Model 3 and Model Y, in terms of hardware, they just got their 2022 refreshes with that new AMD Ryzen processor, new lithium-ion battery, the heated wiper blades, as well as the double-pane windows in the Model Y. In terms of hardware and software, now actually seems like a pretty good time to buy. And it seems like when you click order, the car you're actually going to get should be, knock on wood, the latest and greatest. And that is important because depending on the model you go with, you're going to have to be waiting, well, quite some time. But with that being said, there are still a few things you need to be aware of before you buy a Tesla. The first, obviously, is lead times. Tesla loves to give some delivery estimates on their website that can either be very accurate or very inaccurate. And there are a lot of factors that sort of depend on when you're going to get your car and how accurate that date is. It can be the time of year you order, if you're near the end of the quarter or not. We're near that end of the quarter push where Tesla is trying to deliver as many vehicles as possible. Your location obviously plays a huge factor, not only in the US, but also internationally, where the cars are being built. Even in the US, specifically here, whether you're on the East Coast or the West Coast, how close you are to the Fremont facility or not definitely has something to do with it, as well as the configuration you go with. If you want to get a car sooner, there are a couple of different options you can do to usually expedite that process. If you go with a very common color and a very common config, you could be waiting months and months and basically almost a year, depending on the model you want to pick up. But as I just chronicled in a video recently, Tesla's estimated delivery window can rapidly change. In my case, I was told I'd get my car in May or June when I ordered in November, and in fact, the car was ready at the end of December, and I took delivery in early January, which was like just a month or two after I ordered. So your mileage will vary here literally on when the car will actually be ready, but there are a couple of specific things you can do if you want to get your car faster than slower. There are a couple of things you can do in the ordering process to ensure that you get your car quicker. One is buying from Tesla's existing inventory. You can go on the website, you can look at the different cars they have pre-built and ready to go, and in some cases they're demo cars, in some cases they have low mileage, some of them have higher mileage, but you can go ahead and get a car in Tesla's existing inventory and you can buy that car and be ready to go. Like I mentioned earlier, you can also buy a performance model that usually will expedite the process just a bit, and you can usually get a performance model quicker. And also, like I mentioned, if you are lucky and near the end of the quarter, usually Tesla will try to deliver as many cars as possible to sort of, be good for them and reflect well on their delivery statuses and on the cars they're able to deliver. So sometimes you'll get lucky if you order or have a reservation near the end of a quarter, you might get your car sooner than you might expect. The other thing obviously worth mentioning right now is specifically with Model Y production. Here in the US, Model Ys are being built aggressively at Giga Texas as of right now, and once that red tape is sort of cut and sales can officially begin, which should be sooner than later, I'd imagine that supply constraint on the Model Y will ease, hopefully significantly, and also those Model Ys from Giga Texas should include the new 4680 battery packs as well. Also, all Model 3 and Model Y cars ordered today should include all that new stuff for 2022. That's the new AMD Ryzen processor, processor, new lithium-ion 12-volt battery, heated wipers, and the double-pane windows in the back. Next up, let's talk Tesla software. I have gotten a lot of questions recently on what the process is like to do a software update. How do you do it? How much does it cost? How long does it take? Simply put, it's super easy and it's totally free. Now, to be clear and to clear up some confusion here, Tesla does sell features that can be unlocked through software, like rear heated seats in the standard range rear-wheel drive Model 3, acceleration boost for the long-range models, and full self-driving. Those can all be purchased and basically instantly turned on through the power of a software update, or I guess really through the power of software. It's maybe a special update push to your car, but it's really just a software unlocked. But those are just, like I mentioned, those are software unlocked features. The major updates that include new features and new designs that roll to everybody, those are 100% free and they're super easy to install. Basically, your car just needs to be on Wi-Fi to download it. You'll get a notification that you've got an update ready to install. You can tap on when you want to install it, and it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to install. And no, you cannot drive your car while a software update is being installed. And also, no, I've never been in an instant where there's an emergency and I need to get to my car and there's a software update going. That's never happened. If you want to be safer, then sorry, just do a update overnight. Like I said, it only takes about 30 minutes, and it's not a big deal to have your car inaccessible for that short amount of time. Another software question I get over and over and over again is all about CarPlay and Android Auto on the Tesla. So to clear up any confusion, no. Right now, there is no built-in support for either Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, and it's not even clear if it's ever going to come, but there are a number of ways to sort of do a DIY solution to add it into your Tesla. These solutions are certainly not perfect, but if you do want a way to sort of get CarPlay or Android Auto in your Tesla, these solutions are certainly better than nothing. I will include a video linked down below on how you can do this, a couple of different apps you can install. These sort of range from super easy to do to a little bit more difficult, but if you are looking for a way to add Android Auto or Apple CarPlay to your Tesla, there are definitely some options you can at least consider. And in that vein, yes, Tesla software does have some limitations at this time without Apple CarPlay or Android Auto support. For example, it does support voice commands, but it doesn't have any sort of virtual assistant. There is built-in text message support, though it is very lackluster and not really great. And biggest of all, you are just limited to the built-in media sources when it comes to streaming music. That is Spotify Premium, it is Tidal, it's Slacker, TuneIn, Stitcher, whatever that weird streaming free combo is, and that is it. You can, of course, stream anything you want from your phone, like Pandora, YouTube Music, Audible, podcast apps, stuff like that, but official integration in the car is limited as of right now just to those sources that I previously mentioned. That's what Tesla currently supports from the infotainment system built into the car. So you can stream anything from your phone, but it's not going to be as convenient as just sort of controlling it on screen like you would have with Spotify Premium and the others I just mentioned. Which sort of leads me to another common question I get, and that is about the radio. And I actually get this question a lot, and that is about AM radio and Sirius XM support in the Tesla. So as of right now, from my understanding, there is no current Tesla being made that has AM radio. It used to be that the Model S and Model X had AM radio, but I don't believe the refresh models do have it. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll put something up on screen or you can correct me down below, but I don't think those have AM radio anymore. What they do have, though, is Sirius XM support. So from my understanding, the Model S and Model X, the higher-end Teslas, do have the hardware antenna required for satellite radio with Sirius XM that the Model 3 and Model Y do not have. So if Sirius XM integration is a deal breaker for you, you're going to have to spend the money to go with a Model S or Model X. With that being said, you can, of course, stream Sirius XM from your phone over Bluetooth to the Model 3 or Model Y. That would work just fine, but you're not going to have that built-in integration. Now, what I don't understand, though, is that because all Teslas have a built-in LTE connection, which is a good high-quality internet connection, why Tesla doesn't build in Sirius XM through software into the car, just like Spotify and Tidal and other media streaming options that run over the internet. Sirius XM could also run through the internet as well. I'm not sure if this is an issue with Sirius XM themselves. Maybe they'd have to build some kind of special app, but in theory, there is nothing stopping the Model 3 and Model Y from having Sirius XM support without having that satellite. I know that it's not, specifically like it would be on the S and the X, but you could still do it on the 3 and the Y. Why they don't do it as of right now, I'm not sure. But if you do want to have that integration built in, you are going to have to go with a Model S or a Model X, just to make that crystal clear. Another very popular topic that often comes up when you're talking Tesla to prospective owners is, of course, safety. This is from prospective owners and critics alike. Many are worried that Teslas are just unsafe vehicles. Now, to that point, multiple Tesla models have been crowned some of the safest cars on the road right now. And I hear over and over again, though, from people saying they're still not safe. To be clear, from my experience, and I'm sure echoing the experience of many of you guys who own Teslas, these cars are incredibly safe in terms of hardware and software. The Tesla software specifically is very safe. The AutoPilot system is meant to be a wonderful tool and a wonderful advantage for Tesla owners, and I have found it to be, in my experience, very safe. The stories you've heard might be outliers. They might be owners who are not specifically following the rules, but if you follow the AutoPilot system and you are a safe driver and still keep your eyes on the road and your hands on the wheel, AutoPilot is nothing but a great thing to have in the car and is in no way an unsafe mechanism that is meant to cause you harm. I've always, when AutoPilot is engaged, felt safer than I would driving myself, at least in my personal experience. And then last but certainly not least, let's talk about Tesla communication and Tesla service centers. And this is where your mileage will very much vary. If you go online and search for Tesla service center experiences or communicating with Tesla, you'll find wildly varying stories. Some people have enormous success with Tesla. They're very communicative. They get in touch with service advisors who are very knowledgeable, very informed, very kind, and who will go the extra mile for their customers. And other stories talk about Tesla communicating between service centers with tin cans and not being communicative and having issues with service centers and parts and stuff like that. Tesla service definitely does not have a stellar reputation, and it is getting better. Hopefully. This, again, really depends on your location, how many service centers are around you, sort of the type of experience those employees have. And like I said, your mileage is just going to vary. My service center experience has been, and I guess my Tesla experience in general, has been pretty positive. I have had issues with car deliveries. I've had some weird issues with service in the past and some weird experiences with Tesla's online store, but overall, my experiences has been good. Mobile techs have been very kind. They've been responsive. Service center employees have been kind to me as well and have always sort of gone out of their way to do their best. And the service work they've done has been, well received, and they've done a good job. This is just something to be aware of, especially I know many people are concerned that if their car gets totaled or something happens, it's very expensive to repair and service centers are hard to come by in certain locations. And yes, that is definitely something to keep in mind. The Teslas are expensive to repair depending on the damage. And yes, if you don't live near a service center, that can be something to consider. So definitely something to look up is, where the local service center is to you, Tesla certified body shop, stuff like that. But I'm curious to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on all this? What advice would you give to new owners who are looking to buy a new Tesla in terms of reliability, in terms of range anxiety, communication with Tesla service centers? Are they reliable in your experience? Are they not? Let me know down below. And also, I guess more interestingly, what Tesla myths have you heard? If it's sleeping while, having AutoPilot engaged, or FSD beta being super dangerous, or if it's watching Netflix while you're driving, or I've heard many different weird Tesla myths that I hope to bust and hope to give some clarity on. What have you heard and what would you like to clarify? What's the wildest theory you've heard? Let me know down below your thoughts on that, and we can discuss. As always, thank you guys so much for watching these videos. I really very much appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you all in the next one.